Hello and welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about the movie Green Book, starring Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen, and it's based on a true story about pianist Don Shirley going on a trip in the Deep South, and he needs a driver to take him into the South because he's a black guy traveling in the South in the '60s. In the promos, it seemed like Mahershala would be the focal point of the movie, but although he is important, I would say Viggo Mortensen is the star of this movie, and he's in almost every scene he's probably in every scene of the movie, and he just really shines in this movie. He plays the character named Tony Lip, and he's an Italian guy who he's basically like a bouncer slash enforcer guy at a club, and he gets this job because Ali's character, Shirley, is just looking for this driver, and his name keeps coming up that he doesn't take any nonsense, basically. And they form this bond as they go on the trip, and you see the growth for both characters as they're talking to each other. You get a lot of Tony's backstory during the movie, just like seeing his family dynamic and the way he responds to black people. There's a scene early in the movie, and he doesn't have like big issues with it, but he's not friendly with them. But as he meets Shirley, he looks at him differently. He sees the things he has and the way he talks and stuff like that, and they just form a nice bond as they go on this journey together, through all these states. Of course, they come across racism, and Tony does a good job of sticking up for him. He keeps his word. Like that's the most important thing about him and his character, that whatever he says, he does, and he keeps his word to the end, for Shirley. And Mahershala, he was solid as always in this role, but I don't think they dove enough into his backstory. You got more information about him as they were driving, and he opened up a little bit more about his life and the way he sees things in the world, because he was playing for a bunch of rich white people, and sometimes it looked like he was at a plantation, and they still mistreated him at times, like saying he couldn't use the restroom at a particular location. He had to go in the back and use the same one that the black people use, and he still was respectful to them, because he was trying to prove a point. He was trying to do something different, and Tony's character didn't really understand that, as well. But I thought it was a well put together movie. I wouldn't say you should rush out and go see it, but it was something that I did enjoy. It was quiet, but it had its funny moments. Tony was, again, he was the standout. Viggo Mortensen was the standout. He looked completely different than he usually does, put on the weight. Mahershala was smaller than he usually is, and the way they just talked to each other, it was English language, but it was different as well. Just the communication aspect and how they helped each other out, throughout the journey. It was a good, solid. It's not a buddy movie, but it's a kind of movie that you will enjoy, on a quiet night or something like that. But it's called Green Book. Again, it's based on a true story and about two interesting characters. So let me know if you check it out. Leave a review, like, comment. Deuces.